Hi, I'm Michael Hadfield. I'm the author of Change Your Life with Self Hypnosis, and I want to talk to you about a simple three-step process that will help you alleviate your anxiety symptoms. I've called this the ABC of anxiety relief because the three steps actually begin with A, B and C. And I didn't even have to contrive to make that happen. Step one is allowing. Step two is breathing, and step three is control. Now, because I mentioned breathing in the middle, and breathing's a little bit boring, and we do it all day long anyway, and we still get anxious, please don't turn off just at this moment. Let me talk you through the process. Then you can try it out for a few days and just see if it makes any difference. You know, if it doesn't, you've wasted a few minutes watching a video, and if it does, you've learned something incredibly valuable that may well be the beginning of a new life for you. Because from my own experience, anxiety really screws up your life when you can't control it, when you can't do anything about it, and when the world seems to be constantly overwhelming you. So let me talk about that first step, allowing. Allowing is simply the recognition that things are the way they are right now. I'm only ever talking about right now with this. And I know it seems as though by simply moving into a state of acceptance or allowing of how things are right now, that it's like, well, that means nothing's going to change, and so if nothing's going to change, the anxiety won't change either. And logically that makes sense. Practically it doesn't work like that. The minute you move to a state of recognition that everything is just the way it is, you release resistance to it. And it's the resistance to how things are that is the fuel that causes your anxiety to intensify. When you cut off that supply of fuel, the anxiety has no choice, it has no option but to reduce. So the first step is one of just recognizing that whatever is going on right now is whatever is going on right now, and there's absolutely nothing you can do right now to make any difference to that. So just ponder on that for a few moments. Things are the way they are right now. You worry about whatever you're worrying about right now. Whatever's going on in your life right now is going on in your life right now. So all those things are there. The problem and the real source of the anxiety is how you think about those things. But that's a little bit further down the road. For now, just move to a state of allowing things to be the way they are. And that's simply just recognizing that what is right now. Now I'll move on to that breath that you might be not so keen on and might not think it's going to make a lot of difference to how you feel, because as I mentioned, you breathe all day long and you still feel anxious. But what I want you to do is, after you just remind yourself that things are just the way they are right now and nothing is going to change that right now, just take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Breathe right deep into your abdomen. Push your abdomen out so that it pulls the air deep into your lungs. And then let it out slowly. And just do 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of those. And just feel that reduction of anxiety symptoms that you're experiencing. It might only trigger a tiny change, but if it makes any difference at all, then you're moving in the right direction. So just pull that air deep into your lungs, fill your lungs up right to the top, and then slowly let it out. This does two things. One of the things we experience when we get quite anxious is our breath becomes quite shallow. And it can even, when you move to the extreme of a panic attack, turn into hyperventilation, where your lungs are absolutely totally filled with carbon dioxide and you just can't get enough oxygen into them, and so you hyperventilate and feel like you're choking or suffocating. Consciously taking a deep breath actually bypasses all of that stuff, and it forces you to take a relaxed breath and pull oxygen deep into your lungs and expel any carbon dioxide buildup. But it has another effect as well. When you breathe deeply and slowly and in a relaxed fashion, it sends a very powerful message to your body that everything in the world is all right. Because your body associates all that rapid breathing and the increased heart rate with panic stations. There's danger around. When you breathe slowly and deeply, it's a clear indication that everything's fine. So it causes that adrenaline pumping that's fueling the anxiety symptoms to actually slow down. Now, the effects don't disappear immediately, but they will start to reduce. So, practice that. Allow. Breathe. Then becomes the final step, which is thinking about control. One of the reasons that we experience a great deal of anxiety in our lives, and particularly if we're sensitive souls, where the world seems to intrude on us much more than it seems to affect everybody else, is that we feel like our world is out of control. We feel as if that we're being overwhelmed by all the demands made upon us, the things people want us to do that we don't want to do, all those things that we have difficulty saying no to because we might hurt somebody's feelings or because it might affect our income, or endless reasons why we might not want to say no. And all of that is just piling on us and piling on us and piling on us. So, just have a look at whatever it is that's most prominent in your world right now and think about, can I control this? Can I do anything about this? Is there any step, any action that I can take that will change this in any way? If there is, then do it and change it and make that difference. If there isn't, then recognise there's absolutely nothing you can do and then let it go. Worrying about wanting something to be different from the way it is, while being unable to affect it or influence it in any way, is insane. Because it's beyond your capabilities. You know, if you can imagine, back 70 million years ago or so, when the world was full of dinosaurs, and there was this big asteroid heading towards Earth, would it have done the dinosaurs any good to worry that they were all going to be extinct very shortly? Wouldn't have made any difference. They couldn't change anything. And we're a bit like that when we get very anxious. It's like there's an asteroid heading towards us, but there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. And I know that's probably not a peaceful, worry-free thought to be thinking about, but that's an extreme situation. if you're in the process of losing your job because the company that you work for is going bust, there's nothing you can do about that. When you accept that, when you say, oh, right, there's nothing I can do about that, you move to a state of empowerment where you can say, right, there's nothing I can do about that, so let's see what I can do. What I can do is start looking for another job without paying any more attention to what was and what's gone. And this is the thing about control. Recognise what you can influence and recognise what you can't. And let it go at that. So, allow, breathe, think about what you can control and what you're unable to control. And let it be however it is. Thank you for watching.